Assalamu alaikum. Now we are starting our next topic, that is general properties of waves. Part of it we already studied, and remaining part we will be studying now. The main objective of this video is to explain you about the reflection and refraction in water waves. Okay, so we'll start with the general properties of waves. We'll study about the types of waves and wavelength frequency equation. Let's see what are the specification of this topic. So here are the learning objectives. You will study about the waves transfer energy without transferring matter. This is the main thing. Okay, the waves, they do not transfer matter but transfer energy. And wave motion is illustrated by the vibration in the rope or springs or water waves. Okay, so molecular motion movement of water will be vibrational in case of any medium, like in transverse waves, like which takes place in surface water and which takes place in the rope or slinky. The particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation, whereas in longitudinal waves they vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. We will study the term wavefront. What is wavefront? This term is new for you. And in the same way, we will study the equation which links speed, velocity, speed or velocity, and frequency and wavelength. We will study about the terms amplitude, wavelength, frequency, etc. We will distinguish between transverse and longitudinal waves, and we will study how waves can undergo reflection at a plane surface, which is a major topic, and refraction due to the change of speed. Diffraction is a topic which is not taught in GCEO levels, but this is taught in IGCSE levels and EdExcel. We will study the relationship, and we will study about this factors. This will be for the EdExcel and IGCSE student, that what is diffraction. Now here the stone is dropped in water. So what happens? The ripples will be produced and they will spread out across the surface of water. So they spread in all the directions. So these circles, they show actually the crest of the wave. So these are also circular wave fronts and they spread out. These are the direction of propagation in which the ripples will spread out. See, the direction of propagation is always perpendicular at every point to the wave front. Wave fronts actually are it's the line which joins all the points which are in phase with each other. Like all the points in crest are in phase with each other. In the same way, all the points in the trough are in phase with each other. So here, peak and peak. So it means these are the two peaks here. Okay, so this is the trough, which is the gap. Okay, so the line shows crest and the gap shows the trough here. Okay, and distance between two successive crest is a wavelength. So it means though the distance between two thick lines is also a wavelength. It means from one to this. So in order to measure wavelength accurately, what do? We start from this like from the first wavefront till the end, we measure the total length and we divide the answer by number of gaps. Okay, so we get the wavelength accurately. Instead of measuring only one wavelength, that is from one crest to other crest, we measure for large number of crests. It's starting from one and we will count the gap 1, 2, 3. So this will give us dividing the total length by 3 will give us wavelength of one wave. Okay, there are other forms of energy like waves, sound and radio waves and light, etc. Okay, so waves have something in common. Okay, like first we will divide into two major types, transverse and longitudinal waves. Transverse waves, this is the wave motion, direction of the wave travel. Okay, all the transverse waves, the particles of the medium vibrate perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So all electromagnetic waves are also transverse in nature, like light, ultraviolet, gamma, radio waves. Waves in the surface of water also example of transverse waves. Waves in slinky. Slinky can produce both types of waves, transverse and longitudinal both. Okay, rope can produce transverse waves. So this is the wave motion: crest, trough, crest. So all the points in crest are in phase with each other. Phase means the same displacement from the mean position and same direction of vibration. Okay, so what is the meaning of vibration or oscillation? To and fro movement of the waves. In a transverse wave, all these oscillations are at right angle or perpendicular to the direction in which the energy is traveling. So the wave motion shows the direction in which energy is traveling. So it is traveling in this direction. So this is a transverse wave produced by Slinky. Okay, so from crest to crest, we call it wavelength. Distance between any two corresponding points on the wave. It is measured in meter, centimeter, millimeter, etc. This is also wavelength, trough to trough or crest to crest. We can have any other point, like suppose this is the point. So what will be the other point which will be in phase with this? The point on this side. Okay, so that can also be a wavelength. Amplitude, this is the mean position. This line is mean position, undisturbed position. So distance between undisturbed position till the crest of the wave is the amplitude, the maximum displacement the way of the wave from its rest position or undisturbed or mean position. Speed, how fast the energy is transferred, and it is measured in meter per second. Frequency, the number of waves passing any point in 1 second. The unit of frequency is hertz, and the hertz is one vibration of the wave per second. Okay, one vibration in 1 second means 1 hertz. And the time of one oscillation, time for one complete oscillation is time period, or time for one complete wave to pass through a point is also a time period. If 5 waves, complete waves pass a given point in 1 second, it means the frequency is 5 hertz. 2 complete waves pass that point, frequency is 2 hertz. So now frequency is reciprocal of the time period. Frequency is the number of oscillations per second, and time period is measured in seconds. So one complete oscillation and the time. So frequency is 1 upon that time period. Now we will link the equation. Which quantities we are going to link? Speed, frequency, and wavelength. The speed is equal to frequency into wavelength. V is equal to f lambda, V meter per second, frequency hertz, wavelength in meter. Now there is one question to solve. Okay, a wave has a wavelength of 12 meter. Calculate the wave speed if it has a frequency of 20 hertz. So frequency 20 and the wavelength is 12 meter. So speed is 240 meter per second. Another example, a wave has a frequency of 10 hertz. Calculate the wavelength if it has a speed of 50 meter per second. So now we have to make lambda subject. Lambda is equal to V over F. So the wavelength is 5 meter. Longitudinal waves, sound is an example, and sound is the next chapter in our syllabus. So that detail we'll study later. But here the diagram of a slinky is shown. Slinky, the hand has to move forward and backward to produce longitudinal waves in the slinky. So when the region where the spring extends, that is rarefaction, and the region where the spring is compressed, that is compression. Okay, so this is the direction in which energy is transported in the form of alternate compression and rarefaction. So here compression and rarefaction. This is the rarefaction. This region where the turns of the spring are close to each other, that is compression. And one complete compression and one complete rarefaction in a longitudinal wave will be wavelength. Okay, so in this vibration of the particle is parallel or anti-parallel to the direction of wave propagation. So the oscillations in the longitudinal waves are in the direction of travel. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. Now, in order to study waves in water, we usually use ripple tank. Ripple tank consists of a glass tray in which we take water, and at the it has a double layer, like two portions. One portion has a glass tray, and the bottom portion we have keep a paper. Okay, here this is the bottom portion where we keep the paper, and this is the glass tray. Why this is made up of glass? So that when the light falls on it, the shadows of the waves like crest will appear bright on the paper and trough will appear dark on the paper, because crest will be acting like convex lens. Okay, so that region it will focus the light on the paper, so that region will look brighter. So we will see alternate dark and bright lines when we dip this rod will produce plane waves. Okay, the parallel ones here. Okay, so water wave, and these waves can also undergo, like light waves, they can undergo reflection, refraction, and diffraction. Diffraction is another phenomena which is taught in GCE, not in GCE, IGCSE, and EdExcel. Okay, so here the waves are traveling in this direction. These lines, these are the plane wave fronts. Okay, earlier we studied about the circular wave fronts, and this is the plane wave front, and the direction of propagation is shown in the red mark, the red arrow. So direction of propagation and wave fronts are always at 90 degree to each other. This is a rod which is dipped. So this paddle rod, when it is dipped in the water, it produces the plane wave front. Okay, they travel faster, and when they reach the boundary, they may reflect also. They suppose this is the boundary, so they are reflected. The dotted lines here, it shows the wave fronts which return. Okay, these are going towards the boundary, they reflect from this in the same direction, and because they are striking the boundary at 90 degree, so as this happens in the light rays, when a ray strikes at 90 degree, it returns following the same path. So here wave fronts are striking and they are returning in the same manner, and the returning wave fronts are shown by means of dotted lines. Okay, so there will be no change in wavelength and frequency of the waves when they undergo reflection. We can also study the refraction of water waves. So in order to study refraction, we have to make two regions. One is deep region and the other one is shallow region. So how can we make shallow region? We can submerge a glass block in water, so that region will become less deeper. So like less deeper region or shallower region will be like denser medium. So like when light rays enter from rarer medium to denser medium, they slow down, their speed decreases. Okay, so in the same way, water wave, when they enter from deep water to shallow water, their speed decreases. Frequency remains the same, but the wavelength also decreases, because V is equal to F lambda. So if the wave V is decreasing, means one of the two quantities, either F or lambda, will decrease. So lambda decreases. See, the wavefronts are closer. It means the wavelength has decreased here. So these are the plane wavefronts. Direction of propagation will be this way. Okay, so you have made this water shallower by putting a glass block in this. And this is diffraction, and diffraction actually it's for IGCSE and EdExcel students, and GCE students can skip this page. So when the wave pass through the gap, these are the gap, so they bend, and amount of bending depends upon the size of the gap. If the gap is very wide, diffraction will be very little. If the gap is comparable to the wavelength, the diffraction will be observable. There will be more bending. See, this is the bending. See the wavelength, this wavelength and the gap, they are comparable. Like gap is not too wide compared to wavelength. So this is the diffraction. And since here the gap is very large compared to the wavelength, so there is very less bending. So this is little diffraction. Now here the definition. Reflection What happens when the wave hits the barrier and bounces back off? If you draw a line at right angle to the barrier, the reflected wave has the same angle to this line as the incoming wave. So it means laws of reflection are obeyed in case of water waves also. Okay, so we will study this incident wavefront and reflected wavefront also. Okay, now this refraction waves change their wavelength if they travel from one medium to another in which their speed is different. So like light waves, they have less speed in the denser medium, so their wavelength also is smaller in the denser medium. For example, when traveling into shallower water, waves have smaller wavelength as they slow down. And this is the diffraction, that is bending of the wave when they pass through the obstacle, not for GCE O level students. Okay, so this was the learning objective which we covered in this chapter, and now we will study how to draw this reflection and refraction of the wavefront. Here, this is the reflection of the waves. You can study it here. We have two diagrams. Here, this is the incident ray traveling towards the mirror or the boundary, and it's reflected. The angle of incidence is equal to angle of refraction. Now here we have shown water waves. So water waves, instead of drawing waves, we draw wave fronts because that will make the diagram neat and it will be easy to understand. So you can draw waves this way also, but so drawing so many waves like this way, so that will make it complicated and difficult. So what will be the direction of propagation? This is the red line which shows the direction of propagation of the waves. The direction of propagation is always at 90 degree to the waves. So this is tracking the boundary. Then at the point of incidence, we will draw, suppose this is the point of incidence O. So we will draw reflected direction of propagation. First we will draw the normal. This is the normal drawn in suppose your blue line. So now this is the direction of propagation, incident direction of propagation. So we should mark and this thing, okay, and see this is 90 degree to all the wavefront. Okay, strikes at point O, we will draw this normal, and then we, at the same angle as this one, we will draw reflected direction of propagation first. What will be our target here? To first draw the reflected direction of propagation. So reflected direction of propagation is to be drawn. Then we will draw wavefront at 90 degree to this reflected direction of propagation. So the wavelength does not change when reflection takes place. So see, the gap between the wavefront is same before hitting the boundary and after hitting. This is your boundary. Okay, barrier. Okay, so what is how do we draw it? First, we draw the direction of propagation. Then we draw the normal, measure the angle of incidence. Then we draw reflected direction of propagation. This one is reflected direction of propagation. And then wavefront. Wavefront will be 90 degree to this direction of propagation. If I extend it, I can draw as many, but the wavelength, this will remain the same. Here I can draw wavefronts also traveling towards this. Suppose these are the wavefronts, keeping like same this thing. Okay, and the reflected ones will be perpendicular to this one. We have one more diagram of reflected direction of reflection of wave through the boundary. See, incident direction of incident wave, direction of propagation. You have to take it till this, then you have to draw the normal, which is not drawn here in this figure. I can extend this direction of propagation till it strikes the boundary. Suppose striking here. So then what will be? What will I do? I will draw the normal at the point of incidence here. Okay, so this is the normal. Then I will measure angle of incidence. This is I. Then I will draw reflected direction of propagation, that is at the same angle as that of the incident ray. Okay, so this will be your reflected direction of propagation of the wave. And then I will draw these wavefronts. So this is how we complete the reflection. So angle here, it should be same. Angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. This is to be taken care of. And second thing which is to be taken care of is what? That is, you keep the wavelength same, and the wavefront should be perpendicular at every point to the direction of propagation. Incident wave also has the same thing, and the reflected wave also have the same thing. Suppose you are given only the incident waves. There is an easy way also to draw this. How will these waves reflect? This is given, incomplete diagram is given here. Boundary will be of course given in the question always. This is the boundary. So how will I complete the reflection? So first normal. At the point of incidence, then reflected at the same angle as that of this angle, and you have to draw the wavefront of the same separation for the reflected ones. Okay, the separation should be the same. So it means the wavefront will be going this way to this 90 degree to this new direction of propagation. I will suppose take this color. So 90, this is 90, okay, almost. So I will draw more wavefront. Okay, you have to take care. And one more thing I can do, what? I can complete these wavefront in the same manner. Keeping this in mind, these are the wavefronts which are reflecting. I can do this. Okay, so you can complete this. This is easy thing. So in the exam also they expect us to complete taking this part. Okay, so these are the reflected wavefronts. Complete those which are striking the boundary. So they are coming this way and going this way. This is the direction they are striking. Okay, they are coming towards the boundary. This is your boundary, and they are coming this way and going this way. See, this is the direction of reflection of, although they are drawn at this side, but the direction is the same. So sometimes to save the time, we can simply draw wavefront. Suppose this is, I will take another color. This is your incoming wavefront towards this. This is incident wavefront. If you want to avoid drawing normal and all that, best thing is what? To draw the direction of propagation and direction of the normal and then direction of reflected wavefront. This is incident and this one is reflected. So here this is incident, and what is the direction of propagation? If it is not given in the question, direction of propagation, the wavefronts are coming towards this boundary. So you will have to draw direction of propagation in such a way that this is at 90 degree to the wavefronts. Okay, then you will draw the normal. If you want to avoid drawing normal, simply do what? You check this angle of each wavefront with the boundary. Okay, and reflected wavefront, they will be at the same angle. So I can draw a reflected wavefront this way on the other side. Of this wavefront also I can do. So what you have to take care of, this angle of this first wavefront, this is incident and this is reflected 1. Okay, this is incident 2, this is reflected 2. Okay, this is incident 3, this is reflected 3. See the angle with the boundary. Here you measure angle with the boundary. This is time saving method. Okay, but better method is what? You draw incident direction, draw normal at the point of incidence, draw reflected direction, then draw the reflected wavefront and complete those which are hitting the boundary. Just in the same manner, they will be, these are parallel to these. Now let us go to refraction. Refraction is the bending of waves. As we just studied, when wave fronts they strike perpendicular to the boundary, like these wave fronts. We have some incoming wave front towards this. So these are the, what is the direction of propagation? 90 degree to the wavefront. So since this is striking at 90 degree to the boundary, so there will be no bending and the wavefront will remain same, but the space, because the way this is shallow water, so V decreases, lambda decreases, F same. There is no change in frequency. V is equal to F lambda. One quantity here decreases, means out of these two, one has to decrease. Okay, so lambda decreases, F remains the same. So how will I draw refracted wavefronts? They will be closer. Direction is not changing in this diagram because the direction of propagation is perpendicular to the boundary. Okay, so these are the wavefronts which are closer. You can check the wavelengths. This lambda in deep water is greater than this lambda in shallow water. Okay, so it means speed has also decreased. Direction of propagation will remain same. It won't change. So, but when the wave enters, like when light strikes the glass block at an angle, so what happens? It bends towards the normal. So in the same way, the wavefronts also refraction will occur in case of water wave, and direction will also change. As in this diagram, I have shown two figures. deep water to shallow water, and second figure is shallow to deep. Okay, so this is the direction of propagation given, and these are the wavefronts. So this is the wavelength lambda between two consecutive wavefronts. Wavefronts show trough, crest. Okay, so drawing these waves will make the diagram more complicated. So it's easy to draw wavefronts propagating towards the boundary. Now what will I do? What is the next step? This is the point of incidence. I can call it P. Here I will draw normal. Suppose normal I have taken green color. So normal will be 90° to the boundary point at the boundary. Okay. So now direction shallow water is like denser medium. It means the wave will bend towards the normal. So what will I do here? I will draw this angle is greater. This is the angle of incidence. Angle of refraction will be smaller. So I will draw arbitrary diagram here for the refracted. This is incident direction of propagation, and this is refracted. So it has bent towards the normal. So this angle is smaller than the other one. You can see this is angle of refraction. So this is incident, and the wavefront is perpendicular to the direction of propagation at every point. So you only one direction of propagation is sufficient, and this is your refracted. Now how will I draw the wavefront on this? The wavefront will be, new wavefront will be perpendicular to this new direction of propagation. So I will start from the wavefront which is striking the boundary. And how will I complete this wavefront? In such a way so that this wavefront is at 90°. This is not 90. Is this 90? Yes. Okay. I will take another one. Parallel to that one and perpendicular to the direction of propagation. This one parallel to those one which I have already drawn. Now for this one I don't need anything. See, I am drawing roughly, but see this has come almost parallel to it, and wavefront have bent towards the boundary. Okay, wavefronts have bent towards the boundary, and all the wavefronts are at 90° to this direction of propagation. They are parallel to each other, and automatically the wavelength has become shorter. I didn't need to do much efforts to make them close to each other. If I follow the right method, that is, I will draw direction of propagation closer to the normal, and then I start from the wavefront which is striking the boundary, and I draw in such a way that the drawn wavefront is at 90° to the direction of propagation. All my wavefronts will be drawn correctly. So deep water to shallow water, wavelength decreases and speed decreases. Okay, frequency remains the same. Now shallow to deep. So what will I do? First I will draw normal at the point of incidence. This is shallow water. Shallow water is like denser and deep water is like rarer medium. So this is your normal. Now I will draw direction of propagation. This is incident direction of propagation, 90°. Okay, now how will I draw refracted direction of propagation? Since it is going to deep water. Deep water is like rarer medium, so it means away from the normal. So I have just roughly, I just tried to make this angle of refraction greater than the angle of incidence. This is angle of incidence and this is angle of refraction. Now how will I complete the wavefronts? Wavefront, I will start from the edge here. Let me draw one more wavefront here at this boundary so that I have more options. Okay. Now I will start from this, and I have to draw in such a way that the new wavefront is at 90° to the direction of propagation, and all the wavefronts should be parallel to each other. So I will start from here. Taking it this way, is it 90? No. 90? No. 90? No. This is 90. Okay, so I will take this one, parallel to this one, 90. So without putting much effort, see wavefronts are away from each other. Wavelength has increased. Just try to keep them parallel and parallel to each other and perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So what you have noticed here, when deep to shallow, the direction of propagation bends towards the normal. And what about the wavefront? They have come closer to this boundary. Okay, they have bent towards the boundary here. Here, deep to shallow to deep, they have bent away from the boundary. So this concept may also help you to complete the diagram without drawing this direction of propagation and normal, etc. Simply you can do what? Without drawing direction of propagation and normal, I can simply complete the wavefront. I know that they will go away from the boundary. So I can do just roughly this way, keeping parallel to each other. See, they are parallel and wavelength has increased. Don't take them towards this, away from the boundary. This one also away. In case of this, what you simply have to do, instead of start with this wavefront without drawing normal, or roughly you can do it. What? You just start from this. Just draw this way. All will come correctly. I'll give you one more example here. Suppose this is a boundary. Okay, and incident wavefronts are drawn here. I have shown 3 wavefronts or 4 wavefronts. So here this one is not drawn correctly, but that separation was not seen. Without drawing normal, what I will do, I can complete it. I know that the wavefront will be bending towards the boundary in this way. So wavelength. What examiner sees, the wavefronts in the deep water, they are away from each other, wavelength is greater, and shallow water, this is shallow. See, they are parallel. They observe this. They are parallel, and the wavelength has decreased. And you have to draw as many wavefront as are incident. Okay, you have to complete all of them in this way. So that's all for today's lecture. And let us stop and watch the video carefully. And good luck. Allah Hafiz.